Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Final Girl unboxing. This is for the overview of the Series 1 Ultimate Box and or Storage Box. And I say that because if you buy the Ultimate Box, you're going to get everything I'm going to show in here. If you just buy the Storage Box, it will get you a few of the things that are in here, with the ability to then, as you buy more feature film box sets, to add them into the set. The box itself is really good. It's fairly big, has some really great artwork, has the 5 main killers on the top, Dr. Fright, Geppetto, Hans, Inkinyaba, and the Poltergeist, as well as most of all of our girls. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, I think that's every single one of them. 2 for each film. Plus Terror from Above, the vignette. So that's really cool. Artwork, plus then on the side, if you want to turn on the side, you get Hans on one side. Just the Final Girls, big one on the front. Can't remember the name. It's one from Hans' set. So the first one there, one of our Final Girls. Then if we flip it up to the back side, we have on the back to kind of explain what this is. So what this is great. It's a great way to hold everything. So included in the storage box is you're going to get the cast and crew box and the bonus features box. But it does not include anything else. You're going to get the box. You get 2 smaller boxes which have some extra things in there, some storage stuff. But what it will hold the core box, all 5 films, has scenario books, the game mats, the vignettes, miniatures for Series 1, whether it's the characters, the vehicles, the birds miniatures, as well as all the Gruesome guest books, so the optional miniatures. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look. So Watsus is not included, so just make sure if you see this picture of this item and you're picking it up, are you paying like a couple $100 and you're getting all the game components in there, or are you paying like $30, $40 or something like that to just get the box? Just make sure so you don't think you're getting some super big deal and find out you get an empty set. Also, though, to note is, here's what's going to look like on the inside. This is with everything. Is if you do pick this up, let's say you buy the storage box and you pick up the core box and you picked up Hans, and then later on you pick up you get these 2 boxes here, the cast and crew and features. You have 4 extra spots in here. And if you picked up like the North Pole set, and then you picked up set from Series 3 and 2 from Series 2, you could stick them all in the box. There's nothing that says you have to have these specific ones in here. Or you can, if you get the Ultimate box or storage box for Series 2 or Series 3, you can mix and match them. Hey, these are my favorite ones, these are my next favorite, these are my least favorite, or however you want to do them. So yeah, there's nothing that says you have to. So if we pull all of these out, now I'm not going to go through each individual set in here because we do them in the other videos, but we have Hans in there. We have each one. I'm just going to pull each one out so we can take a look at the box inside. Set those off. So we do have our core set in there as well. So this is a great way to pick this up if you don't have anything. So if we look inside, it's just going to show us where everything kind of goes. But again, you don't have to follow that. That is 100% an optional thing to do. I'm going to drop all these back in here. Which I am not putting them in the right order that I have them pictured. They'd be like that. Alright, then we're going to set this off to the side because we want to look at some of the other cool stuff in here. So, first of all, let's look at what is just featured in the storage box. We have the cast and crew box. Has Reiko on there. Nothing extra special. So if we open this up, a little magnetic hinge, we get an empty storage box. Why would you want an empty storage box? Because what the storage box holds is it holds all the secret envelope cards underneath, holds all the miniatures for each one, plus it tells you which one goes where, which is very helpful, as opposed to the miniature box, which just has nothing on there. You can put all the Final Girl cards underneath as well. Then we'll have a spot for the vignette, the Bird's miniatures, and the Terror from Above. So if you bought this, you can just drop it right in there, or you could pull the cards out and set them in there separately if you want. But I like the fact that you can just keep them in their own separate little box. Plus it stores all the miniatures. So if we pop this out, there's actually little trays in there for all the cards. So this is the way the core box usually says is as you open up each movie expansion, take out the Final Girl, put them all in the core box. That way you have to play the core box every time. You can pull this out. This is just an alternative way to do that. So if you're not going to buy any of the miniatures, or you don't own the Terror from Above, or either vignettes, again, if you have the other vignettes, you could put them in here instead. If you don't have all three of them, it's not going to make a difference. Now, if you have this empty, you could put other miniatures in there too. If you get the miniatures, you could put the vehicle miniatures instead of keeping them in the boxes. But you have those different options. But yeah, you could opt if I only have the killer cards, I didn't buy the 3D miniatures. You could take this box out, put a different expansion in there. Or you could store all your killer card, your Final Girl cards, and just know to pull this out, and you just have to pull that out each time. Or you could keep them all in the core box, however you definitely choose to do that. And I'll fill this up before the end of the video, and we'll take a look at what that looks like. But we want to look at some of the other stuff first. We have the bonus features. So this is going to come with some actual new content in the game. First of all, it's going to hold your Series 1 lore books, your Series 1 gruesome death books, your Series 1 featured film rule books. It's going to hold kind of all the story stuff in there. And then we're also going to get epic finale cards for each of the 5 characters. So we've already seen the regular epic dark powers that come with them. These give them epic finale cards. And we'll take a look at them in just a second. The other thing we're going to get is the featured film rulebook, which this is really fun. I wish more games did this. So this is our expansion. So if we're playing Camp Happy Trails location, it's going to have the little sheet showing us all that stuff, which will look, I don't have the exact one here, but, so like here's Dr. Fright, or here's like Maple Lane, for example. It's going to show the exact same stuff, but now we have it in a lot bigger set, a little bit easier to read. It's going to tell you if there's any special rules, and it's going to also have achievements, which are fun. So it's saying, did you win the game? Defeat 5 different killers at the camp. Lure them into the bear trap using the fireworks. Save both your boyfriend and girlfriend in a single game. Yeah, so there's some different, like, extra things to do. So this is really neat because we already have the scenario book, which will give you different ways to play the game. This just gives you another thing to do while you're playing. Hey, I can try for some of these extra different options to do. And then it goes into, like, Hans. And it has all his stuff with some extra things. You feed him without saving victims, without losing health. Discard both of his cards in a single attack. Pretty cool. And then we do the same thing. Now we have one for Creech Banner, explains how window spaces work. Poltergeist explains all her rules. Keep going through. Each one is the exact same rules that are in the other thing, but I love that they're all just kind of in one book. So you could pull this out, and there's even for Terror from Above. So if you're playing with that one, it has all that stuff. So yeah, you can just grab this book out. Instead of having to, like, hope these papers, because they kind of slide around in the boxes, you can just get rid of all these. And just go ahead and do that. So yeah, let's take a look at these cards, and they'll fill some of these boxes up, and then we'll come back and we'll look at some of the rest of the stuff. But let's look at what our killers do. So we're going to start with Dr. Fright. He has Dream Warfare, so he gets to target the Final Girl, move, double attack. Dr. Fright ignores all damage effects from item cards. Ooh, so that's kind of crazy. For Geppetto, we have choose a Final Girl, move, double attack with Puppet Bombs. When revealed, each puppet explodes, dealing 2 damage to you and or any victim within 1 space of it. Neat. So it does also get rid of their minion thing. For Hans the Butcher, we have Death Blow. Target spawner will move 3 times and attack 3 times. Yeah, basically, if that doesn't finish you off, it's going to after like 2 or 3 turns for sure. For Inking Yaba, we have Drag Her to Hell. Increase Killer Wrath by 2, then Unleash Wrath. Choose 1, move, and attack. This is revealed, remove all atonement cards from the game. Oh boy, so now you can't even help try and reduce that wrath at all. That's crazy. And then for the Poltergeist, we got Demonic Possession. Place a Poltergeist in your space, target 1, and then attack him. Carolyn is with you. Lose health at the beginning of every killer phase. Oh, that's creepy and scary and fun at the same time. So these are neat, much like the Epic Dark Powers. If you want to specifically choose these or randomly choose them, it's just going to make the game a little bit harder, trickier. But again, it makes everything, gives you another option of things to do. Alright, so we're going to do a quick pause, fill up some of these boxes, and we'll come back and look at what they look like full. Alright, so now we've filled up some of these boxes being see what it looks like. So on our bonus features box, we had our rule book, which came with it. If you picked it up, we also had the lore and scenario book. And we have the 5 gruesome death books as well. Again, these do not come with it. They were separate. If you have the ultimate box, if you ordered it, it is very possible. Double check to make sure, again, if you're ordering the ultimate box, whether you're getting, wherever you're ordering from, whether it's a third party or what, if you're getting just the contents that's in the box or if you're getting additional stuff. So, like, I ordered mine, was a Kickstarter all-in, and these books came separately outside of this big box. So, like, all the game boards came in there, like what I showed you at the beginning of the video. Everything that was in there was showing. But, like, the books, like, the miniatures, all that stuff came separate. So, make sure that you're getting those separate. Otherwise, they won't be in here. The only downside to this is a thinner box. So, if you don't own the other books and stuff, you can always throw extra other pamphlets, other things in there as well. Then let's look at the cast and crew book. I just wish it was the same size as one of the other boxes, just for the fact is because I need to always swap in something else. We have the cast and crew boxes now I filled up with our miniatures here. So we have all our bird miniatures just kind of hanging out in here. We have our Terror from Above deck, which again, I could empty out and just leave in there, but it's not a bad way to just keep these kind of together. We have our first 11 Final Girls, 2 for each of the 5 box sets, plus the Terror from Above one as the miniatures. If we pick these up, underneath we have our Final Girls and we have our cards. Now, I do like to sleeve all my cards for games. Now, the Final Girls don't maybe necessarily need to be sleeved that much just because of the fact that you're just going to sit on the table, but it doesn't hurt. They just use standard card sleeves. Mine have a little bit of texture on the back, but doesn't obviously keep you from reading what's on the back side. I do have 11 in here because we have Paula, who is one of the promos from Season 1. So we have her in there as well, although her miniature. In Season 3, she's getting her own miniature and stuff, so she'll be part of the Season 3 set, so they want you to kind of put her there, but I don't have that yet. So you know, these kind of push down a little bit depending on the size of the sleeves you get, but they'll fit standard sleeves. You use penny sleeves, they might not fit. Same thing as I sleeved all of my weapons, and I'll sleeve all the rest of these. These are just, and that way, like when you're shuffling these, I have less chance of them getting damaged. But I throw them there, they do all fit, and then this slides right on top. And now I have all my Final Girls in there for Season 1. So if you're just only getting one season, or if you only want to play stuff that goes with their current boxes, you can always keep the Final Girls in their own boxes, or you can put them in here versus the core set so you can find them all. It just means if you want to start mixing and matching Series 1 with Series 2 or Series 3, you're going to have to pull each different box each time. But luckily, you pull one out, grab it, goes on the shelf. For the sleeves, just in case anyone's curious, for the mini ones, they're mini European sleeves, so not mini American. Just note, European, not American. They're slightly different sizes. So make sure you get the right one so you don't buy the wrong size and find out they don't fit. Awesome, so cool, we have those. The last thing I did want to kind of show off with filling stuff in. So I'm going to look at the Hans box, but they're all kind of the same. So here I do have these cards sleeved as well. They do fit in there. I dumped my tokens in there. Because even if you have the 3D boat, like I have the 3D boat in there, you'll still need all the rest of the tokens. But all the rest of the cards fit in there just fine. If I do take off my lid here, they do kind of get a little pushy. Not as much with these. Well, let's see the item cards. I have all these sleeved. My item, my setup cards, I just sleeved all them. That way when I'm mixing and matching any of the other stuff or sorting them out, I don't have to worry about damaging them as much or people with greasy fingers. Now they do, again, kind of push up a little bit, but it's nice to know that these do hold enough stuff, or enough space in there for sleeved cards. On the bottom, I just threw my extra envelopes and stuff. I'll just hide those back under there. And if we flop that back up and we flip to the other side, we have Hans. And the same thing is you put the killer's miniature in there, or in the case of Poltergeist and Carolyn, or Geppetto and his puppets, or the other tokens, any other sets. And the same thing, there's going to be room there for stuff down there. I have all his cards sleeved as well, so that way I can just shuffle these up really fast. And yeah, they fit in there. Plenty of room. Some of the decks might get a little bit close to being pushed to the top, but again, I don't think it to be that big of a deal. They did kind of design that very well and try to keep the same number of cards. All right, so then the last thing we want to look at is the game mats. So we have Series 1 game mats. I love everything's supposed to be featured film and stuff like that. So we have a VCR with SPLP and EP. Note to anyone that understands what that means, also the irony of 12 o'clock on there. So nothing extra special there. On the back, it's going to show we have two mats, 28 by 12 inches, deluxe neoprene gameplay experience. If you purchase their Kickstarter campaign as a return backer, the mats may not be included in this box. It's just saying. So, like, again, maybe keep an eye on that too. That's something to note. If you're getting a Kickstarter, make sure it does say it includes the mats. This your full box may not have included these. These may have been sold separately. Again, just always double check when you're ordering things that you get everything you're supposed to get. So I haven't even unwrapped these yet. That's how new and fresh these are for me. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at what these mats are. You can see if there's something you'd be willing to pick up or not. Lots of times, gameplay matches, or they're like, oh, they hold, like, here's a line of cards. And they have, like, empty spaces on here. These go a little bit farther. So, I will also note this, and I will do a comparison video in the future. I'm waiting until I get Game Box 3, hopefully, to do it, but maybe I'll do one for 1 and 2 if people would like to see it earlier. Is that Series 2 also has different playmats. So I might do a quick video showing them off. Is comparison. But now we have a spot here for our killer board, our location board. You can put your minor dark power cards up here, your item cards, your setups. Then if we flip to the other side, we have, move my camera so it doesn't fall off. We have spaces on here for your event deck, your event cards 1, 2, and 3. Chances are you get 3. Your terror deck, if you have an active terror card, so you flip it over, this is the most, basically, discard pile. But it's whatever is ready to be used at the time, so you can keep track of that. We have, instead of having the separate cards for these, we have actual spaces. We have the victim pool here. Some extra stacks for some meeples there. For the 3 special ones, you want to place them on the board. So it's just kind of a good way to put everything. Now, again, is this necessary? Absolutely not. Because again, you can always just lay all this stuff on the table anyhow. It just gives you a little idea of where to put stuff. So if we grab like Hans here, you throw Hans into his location. Now this does fit pretty well. It doesn't fit 100%, but it does also list 3 minor dark powers, because some guys will have 3, some will have 2. And if I flip over the location board, it's going to be the same thing. Just kind of gives you a spot to tell you where to put everything. Again, you decide not to use this because you want to lay out your stuff separately or do that. That is entirely up to you to do. All right, flip that back over. Then let's look at our second one. And again, Series 2 is laid out a little bit differently. They made some adjustments. Some people like Series 1, some like Series 2. Again, we'll do a separate video looking at that. These are beautifully made. So we have another one for our Final Girl. So we can set that one up. So on this side, we have our horror board. So instead of in the core set, if we grab that out, rule book, we had our core board, or our horror board, which is that big. That's the size. So it definitely gives you an increased size, which is kind of nice. So just keep track of all your stuff. As this one, it says, use Outer Dial for extreme horror mode. So kind of if you want to play extreme and you flip it to the other side, it does change those numbers a little bit without having to have a reprint on there. Same thing for horror mode, has that. So that's kind of neat. Just, again, a little bit bigger, easier to see. You have a spot for your 6 dice if you want to put those. Your health board for your Final Girl. You can have a big tracker there. As well as your health pool here for extra health points. Final Girl, your play area, so maybe if you're playing specific cards on the turn, what you're actually playing each time. Then if we flip over here a little bit more, we have items in hand. So you have 1 item if you have a double-handed item, or 2 for each one. Just a neat way to do that, so if you're switching between items. Spots in your backpack. Now there's only 4 spots. Now you might potentially have more than 4 cards. That's very possible. Tokens. We have a spot down here for our tableau cards. So this is a neat way of doing this as well. So is there enough cards in here for all of them? Let's find out. Oop, 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 oop. And then the other board will replace these guys from the set, so you don't have to carry those around. Just while I look at the dice here, though, yeah, they fit pretty well on the board. They fit pretty well over there. So yeah, the tableaus, again, depending on how you decide to play your game, everyone might set this up a little bit differently. Let's see if I can slide this up so we have a little bit better view. Is this going to fit all of the cards? So, and I'm not going to put these in the correct order, but we have Guard, Retaliate. We'll put Short Rest. We have all our 0 cards over there. We have Close Call. Distraction. Another Close Call. Search. Sprint. Improvise. Distraction. Furious Strike, and Critical Blow. So here's what's interesting. So there's Guard as well. Okay, Short Rest is 0, so we can pull that one back off. We have Planning, but I also have Long Rest. Did I combine anything? No. So that's maybe the possible downside to this whole... Oh, we have Distraction in 2 spots. There we go. All right. Yeah, so this will hold 1 for each of them. Now, I think what they changed up a little bit in Series 2, so then we'll look at a comparison video, is I think it made an extra spot for usually some of the... killer location boards will having extra action cards. I think it added 1 or 2 spots for those. Otherwise, yeah, this could be a great way. You get done with your put all your 0 cards there, so you know you can just pick them all back up and search through them all. Otherwise, it has a spot for each other card. Yes, it's a very nice board. Again, is it necessary? Absolutely not. Does it help maybe keep stuff in there? I like it they're not listed on the board like this card goes here, this card goes here, so you can put them in the order that works best for you. You might put the higher cost cards here, or reaction cards there, or running cards, however you decide to lay them out. Again, not necessary. I even did a gameplay video before I had these mats out, obviously, so I just unwrapped them, and I had all my stuff set up kind of in a line up and down, next to my killer, and I have my horror and killer boards on top of each other, my location and stuff on top, because that's what worked best for me doing recordings, so I could get them all. This, obviously, you can see that would be a lot harder, maybe for me to get all these in, but this might be something I would try. So that's what we have for our big box set for Final Girl for Series 1. Just, yeah, if you're looking at getting the all-in Ultimate box set, as it's called, you kind of have an idea of what you're getting. You're just in the storage box, realize it's going to be a couple of emptier boxes meant to hold things as maybe you pick them up over time. Otherwise, yeah, you can pick up the playmat and some of the other cool stuff in there as well. All right, see you guys in the next videos. Bye.